the most humbled I've ever felt in my life. I'm literally holding resumes, a stack of them, so that I can go in person to places and say, are you guys hiring? It's honestly a little bit embarrassing because I'm literally applying for like minimum wage jobs, and some of them are being like, we're not hiring, and it's like, what? This is not what I expected. I graduated college with 2 degrees in communications and acting. I speak 3 languages. Oh, this sucks. Like, I just want to be a TikToker, if I'm being so for real with you. But I can't be delusional anymore. Like, I literally need to make money. So, I'm just gonna keep trying.
Made it.
Tuadior, yeah, you on fire, need 100 days, something that you can't ignore. All these girls support, slaying is a chore.
So today I'm going to talk about this topic, and I've wanted to talk about this on this channel
for so long.
So there was a headline that came out of this young 26-year-old woman named Lohanny Santos, and she is in New York, and she graduated with a degree in communications and acting and is struggling to find a job. And she has had these series of TikToks.
Okay, so far I've been into like 4 coffee shops, gave my resume, and now I'm waiting to stop crying so I can go to another coffee shop and ask if they're hiring. Thank you for the support. Love you guys. There's so many people who have reached out to me who shared how they have PhDs and higher education than I have. And so many of them are in the same position that I am. Whether you major in acting, whether you major in communications the same way that I did. There's people in my position. Everyone is struggling right now. Like, I've been looking online. I've applied on Indeed. People are asking, like, do you know what Indeed is? Do you know what LinkedIn is? Of course I know what they are. I've been doing that. But when I didn't get the response that I was expecting, when I got 0 responses, I thought, okay, time to take matters into my own hands. And that's when I started going to places in person, because I thought, okay, like, I need to find something. I am so lucky to have had the outreach or the momentum that I've had the last day that I posted the video that I did. At the end of the day, I'm glad that I did those degrees because they were things that I was passionate about, that I am passionate about. We only have one life and might as well keep following our dreams and doing what we can to get to where we want to be, you know? I don't know, but part of me is just like, I'm gonna go and follow my dreams. I'm just gonna do it.
She's been posting about not being able to find the job despite being college educated. So a lot of people have a lot of mixed opinions about this because the job market is getting a little crazy. You know, the job market looking a little crazy, but what's new, right? But it's getting that even if you do go to college and have a degree and stuff like that, it's getting to the point that even with that, like, it's not enough. What you have to understand is that university is an investment. And if you are going to go into debt, you have to make sure that before you walk across that stage, you have recuperated every single penny. So if you guys don't know, I am a Nigerian American who is very, very passionate about education. I actually am a doctor of pharmacy student. So I am a pharmacy school student, and I actually graduated undergrad back in 2020. A year earlier than I was supposed to, and I did my undergrad degree in biological sciences, and I'm currently in pharmacy school. And honestly, this is the hardest yet most rewarding time of my whole academic journey. I feel like I really came into pharmacy school knowing exactly what I wanted to do in pharmacy. And pharmacy honestly is not even a really in the grand scheme like a growing field, because there's a lot of saturation. But there are different things. A lot of people don't know that there are different things you can do with a PharmD degree. And I have taken one of those niche paths. And I knew that going into pharmacy school. I'm working really hard because I know that what I'm looking for, it's not really easy if you don't got connections to get a job up front. So when I see this girl's TikTok, I'm starting to think, Lohanny girl, what were you doing when you were in school? Y'all keep waiting until you graduate to start looking for jobs. The second you came into that university, that was when you had to start looking for a job. And that's the hot take that I feel like not enough people are saying. When you stepped foot into that university, that was when you had to start looking for a job. People have to understand that the job market is competitive. You need to start. When I came to my PharmD program, I started the second I came there. I was taking everything. A lot of people make fun of me because I was doing a lot when I first came in. I knew why I was doing a lot because one, I know the color of my skin. It's cute, but I know the color of my skin. I know it's already hard for me not to get a job. I can't just show up and have potential. I actually have to prove that I've done stuff. I actually have to prove myself, right? I don't have connections. Even when you do sometimes have connections, sometimes they be a little shaky. So when you are in the program, and honestly, some people major shamed her and said like, well, you chose communications and acting. You know that those are not majors that are the most high paying. And once you first come out, everybody knows that you struggle a little bit in those majors. But even the engineers, they struggle too. If you went to an engineering school, you ain't did no internships, you have no projects, you ain't even trying to come up with your own little AI stuff, you're not getting a job. No, you're not. Getting a degree is not enough. I agree. You got to do more. You got to do extra. When you pay for a university, that is an investment into your life. You're going in debt. Even if you got some scholarships, you still had to pay up some money. I told myself when I'm coming to this PharmD, because in undergrad I was turning up. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I knew I was still coming here. I said, no. I'm gonna recuperate every single penny to my name. I'm gonna recuperate it. Let me tell you that I'm gonna recuperate it because the job market is not good. Never walked across that stage if you didn't know where you were going right after that. You should have never walked across that. You have to network as a student. And I feel like that's the sentiment. You know, all these YouTubers, they don't go to school anymore, so they don't really know. But as a student, you are at a prime advantage because people want to help you. People want to talk to you. Even you just getting wisdom from people that's already in what you're trying to do goes a long way. Even you getting some mentorships goes a long way. Y'all, this is not the generation to know that you just get a degree and get a job. Of course, you're not going to get a job. You have to have your resume stacked. You got to be looking for a job while you're in school. You can't be sitting here waiting for the job to come out of heaven. You should never walk across a graduation stage not knowing where you're going. You should never. You got to tell the school, run me my check back. Because there's no way I would have been graduating and I would have walked across that stage not knowing what job I had, not knowing that I had a job. That means I failed because you were supposed to go to school to secure your job. And the thing is, the crazy thing that's also happening now is that social media is now telling people that they don't have to go to college because college is a scam. College is a scam if you make it a scam. You come there, you don't come to the classes, you don't get involved in your campus, you don't look for opportunities while you're a student. Some majors, they give so many students opportunities. I know in my PharmD program, after my first year, I had a paid research opportunity. So not only was I doing research, but I was getting a bag all summer. Second year, I leveraged that experience to get myself an internship in a major pharmaceutical company. Girl, I was not playing. I said, nah, if I'm gonna pay debt to this school, I'm getting my look back. No. Even now, we do clinical year in our fourth year. I made sure I had the clinical rotations in pharmaceutical companies that I was interested in. I secured those bags. I was making my connections.
Hey, I'm a student. I'm interested.
I'll sit there, y'all just do the classes and hope that a manna will fall from heaven. It's not gonna work like that, baby. You don't got no connections. Education connection, you don't have that. So you have to work. Just like Kim Kardashian said, and you guys dragged her. You need to get up and work. You have to get up and work while you are in school. You have to establish a work-life balance. Social media is making everybody feel like they have to be an entrepreneur. Oh, well, I make money in my sleep. I do this. I don't have no degree and I make 10 million. Scammers, first of all. 90% of them are scammers. And secondly, people always don't forget that being an entrepreneur, it takes work. Like, it takes work. And a lot of you guys don't have the attention span or the couth to do that work. For example, those of us who have YouTube channels, 90% of YouTubers don't make money off of YouTube. A lot of people, you have to show up, post, you're not getting no revenue, but you got to keep at it if you want to grow. Some of you guys don't have the patience for that. Some of you guys don't have the focus for that. Social media keeps pushing, we're having it almost that the generation Gen Alpha, the generation that's coming after, now they think, being a YouTuber is a lucrative career, not knowing that YouTube is the internet. Some days they like you, some days they hate you. We've seen YouTubers go from the top to the top to the bottom of the bottom to obscurity because they said something, they did something. We've seen celebrities fall from A-list to literally obscurity because something went wrong, a contract went wrong. People keep thinking like being an influencer or being a YouTuber is like the newest career, and it can be a lucrative career, but you have to understand the pros and cons. But don't say that getting your degree, if you're going to go to school, make sure you go to school for something that is essential, something that people are always going to need. So i.e. the healthcare folk. When the pandemic happened, who were the people that had a job? During the pandemic, if you were a healthcare worker, like especially if you were in pharmacy, medical, nursing, especially nursing, you were getting a bag. They were opening positions. They needed people to fill that travel nurse thing. Everything was going for you. Essential, right? So I feel like people, no matter what field you're in, you need to put 10 times work, especially if you're a person of color. So when I saw people talking about, oh yeah, degrees don't help you get nothing. You have to put in that work. And there's nothing wrong with like putting in that work, getting a little experience and doing your own thing after the fact. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be the best at your job. You just need to have one. I just say that when you are a student, that is when you need to push. That is when you need to work the hardest. I'm sorry, I'm preaching. I have to preach because people just come to school. They just take the classes and expect a job to come. No, you need to network. You need to be on the ground. You need to be involved. You need to be booked and busy, because you're not going to get nothing after the fact. It's getting tough out here. Just like you want it, thousands of other people want it. So you have to make yourself stand out. You can be an influencer and all that stuff, of course. But keep in mind, that too is hard work. That too is competition. That too is hard. So pick your struggle. But when you pick that struggle, put in your effort. If you know you have to do X, Y, Z, and this, I'm just asking sis, what were you doing while you were in college? Because you should have been out here making sure you had a job before you walk across the stage. Why you walk across the stage and you ain't got no job? That don't make no sense to me. You had how many years, 4 years, whatever years you spent to make sure you had a job, to make sure you had your connections. It's not enough to just get a degree. You have to put in that work. You have to get involved. You have to be learning more, adding more certifications. Make yourself the best candidate. Y'all just come to college just to party and be away from your parents and forget the fact that you need an income. You failed as a student. You might have gotten a 4.0, but if you do not have a job, you failed as a student. You are in these programs to make sure you have a job. At the end of the day, you are not in there to party or be the clout or to socialize or to find a man or whatever. You're there to make sure you got a job. And if you don't have that, you failed. I don't care how high your GPA is. If you don't have a job, you failed. If you're not working towards it, I can understand maybe having that waiting period. But if you are not making connections, you're not working hard, you failed as a student, because that was what you were there for. You weren't just there to get good grades. Good grades mean nothing. So I'm just telling some of my younger people that watch me, or some of you who are like in a weird space in life where you don't know if you want to go to school or not, just think about the big picture. Think about stability. Think about financial risk. grow your business, but also don't knock down going to school. Don't knock down the essentials. I know one story that really bothers me is the pink sauce lady who lost a multi-million-dollar business just due to sheer ignorance, not knowing the law, not knowing nothing. If sis would have taken a business course, 1 or 2 business courses, she would never have been in that mess. But no, I'll make money, I'll make money, I'll make money, I'll make bands, I'll make bands. That's all you do. You see your life? No, I have to go African because you see your life. Ignorant, dumb, ghetto. Yeah. Sorry, I just get so mad about this because people don't make use of their opportunities when they have them. You have to know the type of market that you're joining. If you know you're doing a major that doesn't have a huge job turnout, you need to bust your butt the second you came through those doors so that you have an opportunity.
Tuadior.